Testing 1, 2, 3. Testing 1, 2, 3. Yo, what's up? Welcome to Pizza and a Movie, the viewer's choice triple feature action. My name is David here on Vencabot. The idea is that we all voted to watch 3 films tonight. The 3 films we voted for in the end were Sinners in Paradise. After that, the most votes was for Dishonored Lady, which we're watching right now. Up next is Dishonored Lady. Then we also voted for The Outlaw tonight. We watched Sinners in Paradise first because chronological. That was in 1938, I think. And it was really cool. Very funny, kind of laid back, actiony, popcorn kind of flick. Had some tension, some funny characters. It had some action and some romance. It had a little bit of everything. It wasn't really that smart of a film. The script wasn't really that great. It didn't really go anywhere, but it was still enjoyable. The second film we watched was called The Outlaw. It was, I guess, Jane Russell's big break in Hollywood. Beautiful actress. Nice directing in terms of like the cinematography, the photography of the film was nice, but directing overall and the script, wow, it was a real stinker. I think probably one of the worst films I've seen on Pizza Movie so far. Not a huge recommend there, but it was cool. It's a little bit of history. I'm glad we watched it. And up next here is, again, this is called The Dishonored Lady. Excuse me, Dishonored Lady is the name of the film. It's a pretty cool idea for a film, I think. I read the synopsis, at least the intro to the idea of the film. I don't really know a whole lot about it, aside from it stars, I guess, a Hollywood, it's going to be a Manhattan fashion writer, like a magazine editor or something like that, who, I guess she's sort of unhappy with her life and ends up trying to try something a little bit new, and it kind of goes awry or something like that. Kenny says here, I did a search. I think it's called 12 Angry Men, a film Kenny watched back in school. Good night, Lawnmower Face. Glad you enjoyed the show. Sleep well. It's killer, says 3 Venture. If it's old enough, I'm 100% in. Think it might be public domain, maybe? Maybe it is. Maybe we can give it a shot. No, it's not One-Eyed Jack's apples. One-Eyed Jack's was 1 vote short of tying up. Kenny said, I was mad I never got to finish it. Maybe one day we will on stream, Kenny. That'd be kind of fun. So this is a Dishonored Lady from 1940. What? If I look at the date here. Oh, it doesn't say here if I were to minimize this. From 47, okay. So last film was from 43. This is 47, 4 years later. Dishonored Lady. Let's get into it. Let's the volume here a smidge. Oh. Dishonored Lady. Right away, I'm glad for the break. That last one was so long. It's nice to have a break from the goddamn Wild West aesthetic. I'm already like, yes, here we go. Modern day Manhattan. I'm in there. Gotta look it up, kid. Everybody in the chat loves it. Carmen Dragon? Sweet. The score is already godlike. It's gotta be better than the last one, right? Dishonored Lady. Robert Stevenson. Let's go, Bobo. Let's go, Bobo.
Anything doing?
Not a thing. It's getting me down eating in these hamburger joints.
One thing you gotta learn, eat where the truck drivers eat. They know the right spot.
See, I saw a funny thing up the road just now. Good-looking dame sitting in a car all alone.
Yeah, what was she doing?
That's just it. She wasn't doing nothing, just sitting there.
I got a rule about women. If they ain't breaking the law, let them alone.
Wow. This film not preserved as well as the last one for sure, clearly. That's all right. That's wise, Revenge.
I didn't mean to disturb you, miss. Just wanted to be sure everything was okay. Excuse me, lady, but are you sure you're all right?
Dramatic. Dude, the soundtrack is sick. This is what I came here for, guys. Extreme close-up, dramatic music, cigarette. Now we're in the 40s. She's speeding. Out of the volume, guys, a little bit high. There's a lot of noise in the background of this film, and the audio was not preserved all that well, apparently. No!
How is she?
Luckier than she deserves.
I just checked on her up the road. She was acting kind of strange then. I'd better call that ambulance.
I doubt if it's serious, and I'm as good a doctor as you'll find at this time of night. Let's take her inside.
Okay, if you say so, boss.
Well, no bones broken. Bruises, that's all. I think you better rest here for the night.
If I had his voice, guys, this stream would be
surprised.
10,000
You're a
followers.
beautiful young woman. You've been in an accident. You haven't asked for a mirror.
Shut the
Perhaps
fuck
that
up.
fits with the way you were driving tonight. Perhaps you find the idea of living not very attractive.
Is that any of your business, Doctor?
I'm saying,
As
dude.
a matter of fact, it is my business. I happen to be a psychiatrist.
What was it, Apples?
I don't need a psychiatrist.
I know Brian knows. What's her name,
I
Brian?
disagree with you.
She's like, no.
There's a beautiful young woman, apparently well-to-do, apparently in good physical condition, who just doesn't care what happens to her. This is interesting. Not altogether unusual, but interesting. Of course, there are the obvious deductions.
Maybe right, revenge. Maybe it's a
It's
blessing.
my life, Doctor, and I prefer to run it myself.
And you don't want anyone to see inside it. Perhaps you don't even want to take a look yourself. Many women haven't the courage to face themselves, so they look for escape in one excitement after another. Half my patients are like that.
But I'm not one of your patients.
What is he, a psychiatrist or a
Tell
doctor?
me how much I owe you.
Yeah, he
I'll
was
be going back to
about.
town.
What was that chick's name?
Very
Maggie,
well.
something like that? Was
I'll
it
drive
Maggie?
you to the station.
Marge? 1947 is from those guys.
Miss Damien, you're an intelligent woman, not an idiot. Will you promise me one thing? When you get ready to throw yourself off Brooklyn Bridge, will you come and see me first?
You're so glamorous, dude. I haven't watched High Noon, EDL. No, I'm not sure what High Noon is. Knock down my smooch. She's back in the city. Joke's on you, I don't do bridges. Only car accidents. Psychiatrists are doctors too, huh?
Just what is our trouble? That's
You know
what I
what I
want to
mean.
know.
Our trouble is Miss Damien.
Miss Damien again.
She's as pretty as a picture and as stubborn as a mule. But this time, there's a lot more involved than just her hand.
Misogyny is so real. I think she's in charge, though.
Come in, Miss Damien.
We were just ripping you up the back a little bit.
So I gathered.
There's nothing personal. It's about Mr. Cortland.
Cortland. Oh, yes. He runs a jewelry store.
He owns Cortland and Company. London, Paris, Fifth Avenue. You may remember him as one of our biggest advertisers.
Oh, what Shirley wants to say...
I know what Shirley wants to say. I always know what Shirley wants to say. He wants to know why I killed the art layout on Mr. Cortland's famous jewels.
And I understand the April number goes to press without it.
That's right. In the first place, it's no art layout. It's a press agent's dream.
But the result is we stand a good chance of losing the Cortland account.
Now, am I
Fuck the
running my
Cortland
department
account,
or
dude.
am I not?
I haven't said anything, Miss Damien.
Well, I had a talk with Cortland. He was decidedly acid about it.
I'm not interested in Cortland. But if this magazine is going to submit to advertisers' blackmail, I'd like to know about it.
Now, please, Miss Damien.
Does he have an
That's the
accent?
policy, Mr. Cranish. You better get someone else to take my place.
Please, Miss Damien, just a moment. Gentlemen, if you don't mind, I'll talk to you later.
I thought I should bring this to your attention.
You can't blame us for trying, Mr.
No, of course not. No harm done, gentlemen.
Dude, she's too much, dude.
Madeleine.
Look at her amazing
It's
hat.
all worked out. Come sit down. I'll get you a drink.
No, thanks. I don't want one.
No? What is this private blackmail of yours? Threatening to quit in order to win an argument.
Oh, I'd just as soon quit. I mean it.
Now, tell me, what's happened? You're all wound up. What's bothering
Oh,
you?
nothing's bothering me.
You know I don't want you to quit. I won't go into my personal
Look at how much
feelings, but
smoke she's
you
putting
are
out.
the
It's like a
best art
chimney.
editor I've ever had. How's the insomnia?
Oh, I found some new sleeping pills. Red ones this time.
Red pills to put you to sleep. White pills to wake you up. Doesn't sound very sensible, my dear. What are you doing this evening?
Dining with Freddie Fancher.
Oh, Freddie again.
This
Oh,
one's gonna be
I couldn't
sick,
get out
guys.
of it, Victor. We're using some of his drawings next month. But it'll be the last time, I promise.
Madeleine, you're a bundle of lies. A very lovely bundle. Beautifully tied together.
I'm trying to be honest, but you won't believe me, will you?
No, my dear. Because I don't really think you believe yourself.
This is what I came here for, guys. Yeah, those are good old days, Katie. You made it beautiful, too, as you can see. Apple's first pharmacy was street pharmacist. A drink at 8 a.m. Make mine a double.
Why do you have to go back to that bore, Freddie Fancher? You haven't even given me a chance to make love to you.
You've been doing all right.
You know something? It's awfully hard making love to a woman who makes more money than I do. It'd be much easier if you made love to me.
Would it?
Trying to give me the brush off, are you?
Well, finally.
Oh, man.
Well, there you are, Freddie.
This is what I came
There's
here
your
for,
girl,
lady.
no bones broken.
That's what I'm saying, Karina.
I'll see you at the office, Madeleine. I'd join you if somebody asked me. Nobody's asking. Fair enough.
Why do you have to dance with that pollywog?
Look, I've told you not to drink.
I always drink, particularly when I'm with you.
Oh, am I that hard to take sober?
You're a voluptuous pain in the neck.
I'm going home.
You're not going to walk out on me. Come on, be yourself.
I've told you I'm going to leave early.
But you can't leave me just sitting here in the snow. I'm mad about you. In my own foul way.
Good night, Freddie.
The movie rocks. This is already way better. Best film tonight. I was judging all these people's eyebrows for being too thin, huh? That's the style of the
Any
time.
chance of getting a cab, Jim?
I'll try, Miss Damien.
Oh, Miss Damien, here's someone I know you're anxious to meet. Mr. Felix Cortland, one of our most prominent advertisers.
How'd you
Stop the
do,
Cortland case. Mildred, that's
How
what it
do you
was,
do?
Brian, you're right.
Mr. Garrett is the soul of tact, don't you think?
He's just been telling me all about you.
Oh, I hope he wasn't that blunt.
Oh, you needn't worry. I always form my own conclusions. Can I give you a lift anywhere? My car's just outside.
No, thank you. They're getting me a cab.
Oh,
very
my
sorry.
God. Slay, queen, slay.
Oh, how long do you think it'll be?
It's hard to say.
Look at this super realistic snow.
Are you sure you don't want a lift?
Well, there doesn't seem to be any alternative.
Look at her fucking earrings, dog. She's
night, Mr.
blinged
Garrett.
out.
Good night, Mr. Cortland.
I haven't seen a good one yet, Revenge. Vincent Price wanna be mofo. Look at this dude.
I wasn't very polite, was I?
Neither was Garrett, for that matter.
Oh, he always enjoys uncomfortable situations.
You still feel uncomfortable?
No. Frankly, I don't.
Good, nor do I.
You know, you're not at all what I imagined.
No.
No. The big international jeweler.
I happen to inherit a business that runs itself very nicely. As a matter of fact, you don't look like an art editor. More like a work of art.
That layout on your jewels is still a wretched piece of copy.
I can only admire your good taste.
And I'm still not going to...
I wouldn't try and persuade you for the world.
A little bit chopped out there.
Mr. Cortland, I think you're a very dangerous man.
I only wish it was so. The truth is, I'm a very ordinary one.
Damn.
Oh, I'm sorry. I forgot to give you my address.
It's my fault. I forgot to ask you. Won't you come in for a minute?
No, I don't think so.
Oh, but you really must see those jewels you've been insulting. They're much handsomer than the photographs. I'll need you in about 15 minutes.
But I said I wasn't coming in.
Oh, yes, so you did.
She's like, all right, no means yes, dude. It's 1947. If you insist. I've been like, wow. That's why I don't get in cars with strangers, guys. Period. Let that be a lesson to you guys.
Let me take your ride.
Well, I'm only going to stay a minute here.
Of course.
Wow, look at that dress. Everybody stares at Vencabot for 4 hours, says no mustaches anywhere.
A long
Damn.
time. In fact, I'm
Rest in peace, my
pretty good at
mustache.
getting you rich.
Don't you find that rather pleasant?
Oh, it's not so hard to take once
Yes,
you get
Katie,
angry.
yes. In that case, it's fine.
I think I know all the troubles that come with money. And all the pleasures. Well, have you got me all figured out?
Only what I see here. Good books, fine pictures. Wonder if you ever look at them.
Oh, but I do. I'm a lonely bachelor and I spend hours here all by myself poring over old manuscripts.
You don't expect me to believe that, do you? Didn't my father paint that?
Was Stephen Damien your father?
Uh-huh.
That's very interesting.
Is it?
I remember when he came here to paint that picture of my mother. Everybody was fascinated by him, especially Mother. Father ended by chasing him out of the house.
I'm afraid that's the way it usually ended. My father was very much in love with life.
That's a Hungarian custom, isn't it? Not
Hungarian,
exclusively
huh?
Hungarian.
Weren't you going to show me your jewels?
Oh, yes, of course.
Yes, my jewels,
I'd quite
yes.
forgotten.
I was speaking of my
That's the reason we
testicles, of
came in here,
course.
wasn't it?
Look at some Batman shit, let's go!
You ought to feel very flattered, Miss Damien. This safe is one of my darkest secrets. You really want to see those jewels?
Not particularly.
Got
I
'em.
can't tell a brilliant from a diamond.
Not one person in 100 can. But then very few people are intelligent enough to admit it.
Thank you.
How about another drink?
No, thanks.
I should really be going. My crown jewels.
You know, you need relaxing. Lots of relaxing. I can hear your nerves snapping like rubber bands.
Shank
I'm
'em.
not nervous at all, see?
You're a very curious mixture. A highly moral voice.
That's not me, that's my mind.
A man's mind, I'd say.
Why not? I do a man's work.
And desperate eyes. Eyes full of shadows.
Insomnia does that.
Does it?
Oh my god! The movie's hot!
Dean, Miss Damien, give you her secretary.
Here we
Miss
go.
Damien's office.
She's
No, Mr.
troubled,
Carter,
Karina.
not
She's
here yet.
troubled.
Shall I have her call you? Yes, Mr. Carter.
Where's Glamour Puss?
She hasn't come in yet.
Where's Glamour Puss?
Who sent
Dude, if
these?
I'm ever your
Mr.
boss,
Felix
guys,
Carson.
and you call me Glamour Puss behind my back,
Very
you're
interesting.
fired. Period.
She never misses, does she?
Mm-hmm. Jealous.
If I'd given it any thought, I could have predicted it.
Gladys, I won my bet. She's got a new boyfriend.
I guess those dames gotta have no excitement all the time.
Yeah, here today, gone tomorrow. Personally, I don't see what she sees in it all.
Is that any concern of yours?
No, Miss Damien.
You're
I
gone!
didn't hire you to gossip about my private life.
No, Miss Damien.
Go get your money, you're through.
Easy fucking game, dude! Easy game! Get the fuck out of here!
Damien, come in yet?
Oh my god!
What's the matter, sweetheart?
Thank you, Brian.
Damien fired me.
Fired you? What for?
He heard me talking about Mr. Cortland.
Cortland, eh? Don't you worry, baby. I'll fix that.
47.
Fired you.
That's right.
What's the idea?
I don't like people to gossip about me.
You don't, eh?
No, I don't.
Well, it's pretty late to be thinking about a thing like that, and it's a rotten trick to take it out on your secretary.
Get out of here.
You don't think your life is a secret, do you? Boys were betting 8-5 this morning that the Cortland layout would be in the next issue.
You're disgusting.
Madeleine, why don't you get wise to yourself? Everybody else is. One romance after another, that's your whole life, and you adore it.
Get out.
You try to dress it up with pretty words, but you don't fool anybody. They know what you are, and you'll never change.
Get out!
You don't care because it's too much fun.
Oh my god! Oh my god!
It isn't true. It isn't true.
Katie Alpha, 1947. These boys are going in right now.
And
Oh, my
surprised. Here's a beautiful woman.
Who is this chick stylist, dude? Can I hire him for the stream? Because her threads are always on point, dude. Where'd the hat go?
Haven't the courage to face themselves, so they look for escape in one excitement after another.
Dude, we have to, dude. I gotta get that command, dude. It isn't true.
Perhaps you find the idea of living not very attractive.
Lady, if you want to kill yourself, why don't you try the fridge?
I'm glad I was right. An intelligent woman, not an idiot. Sit down.
I hate this guy so much. But I love that hat.
That's it.
She look like a
Now, if
street
you feel like
chef.
talking, just go ahead and talk. You're afraid, aren't you? Well, it's our job to find out.
He's a doctor,
why.
though.
To explore the shadows and throw light on what we find there. Then you'll be able to see yourself clearly and face yourself honestly. When you can do that, you won't be afraid anymore.
This guy just wants some too, dude. God damn. It's hitting hard.
I was living with my father.
We do, Brian, you're right.
Mother had left him before we came to America. I was 10. And to me, the way he lived seemed romantic and wonderful. He was a successful painter, and women adored him. He went his own way and did what he pleased.
Just as you've been trying to do?
I suppose so.
But why? Did it make him so very happy?
Oh, I was certain he was the happiest man in the world. Until
He killed himself?
Until he killed himself.
Oh my God.
And you couldn't understand why he did it. You understand now?
I think I do.
Did you ever do any painting yourself?
I used to.
Why'd you give it up?
Oh, didn't pay enough. And besides, I didn't want to be like my father. I wanted my own life.
And have you been living your own life?
Of course I have.
The kind of life you really want?
I don't know. I don't know.
Don't you think you've been hiding from yourself? Did you ever try and discover the person you really were?
This movie's just starting, guys.
I never cared to. I'm not so sure I do now.
In that case, I'm afraid I can't help you. But of course, that's entirely up to you.
Got that fucking
Shall we go on,
couch.
then?
Do you have to lay on a couch like that for your psychiatrist place?
I was doing what I wanted to do. Paying my own way and making my own rules. And nobody was hurt.
Nobody but yourself. And it didn't really make you happy, did it? Wasn't that because down underneath you knew there was something missing? Something important?
I suppose so.
That would worry you, wouldn't it? And then you would drug yourself with the excitement of more excitement. Oh, I know the pattern, Miss Damien.
With
You're suffering
more
from
excitement.
the disease of the times. A neurotic malady as commonplace as chronic alcoholism. Suppose for a moment that you were an alcoholic. They're much the same, you know. Unsure of themselves underneath and seeking reassurance from new excitement. Instead of getting at the cause, the drunkard solves his problem by taking another drink. This, of course, is no solution. And eventually we find him sprawled hopelessly at a bar, without the strength or even the desire to save himself.
I can't go on with this. You're not helping me. You're insulting me.
That's what I'm saying,
You've
Katie.
been insulting yourself, Miss Damien. Insulting your body and insulting your soul. Your life hasn't been gay and glamorous at all. It's just been muddled and senseless. You know that now. And if you really want to change it, you can start right away.
With this
now
book.
It's up to you.
Dr. Funk, Katie Alpha. So maybe this Katie stands for.
You can have my apartment.
Cool doctor.
The rent's paid till the end of the month.
Darling, I feel like a vulture, wheeling over your head.
I'm not in, whoever it is.
Miss Damien's office. No, she still hasn't come in, Mr. Cortland. Well, I don't know exactly. Later in the day,
Did he hang up?
Yes, good. Let me call him back, darling. You may be sorry later.
Everything in this pile returned without comment. This I would ask to see more of their work, and these you may be able to use.
But you haven't given me your new address.
I'm not giving it to anyone.
Hello, Madeleine. Beautiful, would you mind popping out for a minute?
That's just 60 seconds. You better talk fast.
1947.
Madeleine, I'm on a jam. I've got to raise some money. I need about $5,000.
Well, you better get your things out of your desk, dog.
Well, I thought you might talk to Cortland. I'm sure he'd let you have it if you ask him nicely.
You're really quite a rat, aren't you?
Look, Madeleine, I'm in debt up to here. I only make $100 a week, and you know I can't live on that. $5,000 doesn't mean a thing to Cortland.
You better get out of here before I lose my temper.
You're forcing me to say things that I don't want to say, but if you're going to act cold and virtuous about it, you'll hear them. Suppose I tell Cranish.
Tell him what?
About Cortland. You know, you've got a very nice job here, but you won't have it very long if I tell Cranish. I don't want to tell him, but...
Blackmail?
What's so funny?
As a blackmailer, you are pitiful. Go on, tell him. Tell him what a rat I am, and you are, and he is. Go on, use my phone if you want, and my desk, and my office. I'm through with all of them.
Oh my god, this movie's fucking sick. This movie doesn't fucking stop, dude. It's the opposite of the last movie, which never went anywhere.
Boulevard magazine. No, Miss Damien hasn't been back. Just a moment, please.
I'm sorry, she doesn't work here anymore. You might try at her home. Waldorf Apartments.
Waldorf Apartments? Miss Damien? Oh, no, she gave up her apartment. Why don't you try the post office?
Where'd you go?
Dalton? Damien.
Operator, tone box.
137 West 50th Street.
It's a shame you're right, Katie.
Well, I've nothing to do except that Miss Damien has taken my advice as a doctor. She'd been living in an area of infection, and she's removed herself from it.
I take it you consider me part of the general contamination.
Now, you've come here for information, not diagnosis. I usually charge a fee for insulting people.
I'm willing to pay for data of any kind.
Yes, I gathered that. But I've nothing for sale.
I suppose you're being very ethical, but I'd like to talk to Madeleine. In your presence, if you wish.
Miss Damien is living under a different name in a different world. She told me to tell you, if you inquired, that she was busy growing a new soul. Now, would you please keep off the grass?
Oh my god, dude. They're all poets, dude.
Bye, Doctor.
Fucking bars.
Doesn't it ever worry you, playing the almighty in this fashion?
Not particularly. I'm used to it.
Got him. Keep off the grass, dude. I'm saying, revenge the bars. Tone box. Bye. Shiva Jones. Bringing it all the way back with the bye. Bye, bitch. Think so, D. Scott? Yo, she's living on Skid Row.
It's better than torn wallpaper.
So you think I've talent then?
You'll do better after you get the hang of it.
I only hope the new tenant
Wait, is
will
that-
like it.
Well, he seems awful particular.
That's the Wicked
He's a
Witch.
floor walker at Macy's.
Oh, well, you can always give it back to me.
You'll never sell it, you know. Take my advice and try something more cheerful. You know, like flowers and butterflies.
I'll do that. Thank you, Mrs. Geiger.
She's painting again. That is her 100%, right? Wicked Witch. Aww. It's a little mouse.
Thanks. You saved my life.
Is this yours?
Yes. Mrs. Geiger would scalp me if she knew I kept mice in my room.
Well, why do you keep mice in your room?
For real.
Oh, pathologist, part of my homework. I really shouldn't bring these fellas out of the lab, but, well, I got kind of attached. Thanks again.
There's a love interest, guys.
Say.
Say.
Women are supposed to scream. Aren't you afraid of mice?
Well, no.
Oh, no.
Next time I'll scream.
It's not a woman thing. We're not born with the fear of mice.
Good afternoon, Miss Green.
Any more than that?
We're going. Oh, all right, I think. You got it.
Yo, Karina, oh man. She won't, though. She ain't the type, dude. She has the same voice AF, but not even acting. Is this her voice, dude? Wicked Witch voice.
Come in.
She's back to painting, and I like that.
Hello.
Hello.
Welcome back.
So you're an artist, aren't you?
Well, I don't know.
Oh, Mrs. Geiger said yesterday that you were.
Well, why are you
She's
here?
an authority if I ever saw one. I was wondering, could you do a job for me?
Want your portrait painted?
Me? Oh, no. No, nothing like that.
It's
I'm
Chet
doing some
Manley.
research, and it has to be illustrated.
Oh, what do you want me to draw?
Nothing fancy, just blood cells and things.
I can't draw a blood cell, dude.
Fascinating.
I have a small enough
really.
brush.
You see, it's a lot like... Oh, no, you'd be surprised. It really is fascinating once you get in it. Of course, I'm on a fellowship, and I couldn't pay you very much. Matter of fact, I couldn't pay anything till the first of the month.
That'll be all right.
Oh, fine.
Oh,
Swell. So I'll
that's
settle
sweet.
then. I'll see you at my place about 6 o'clock.
Oh, but couldn't I?
Oh, sure you can. I just live downstairs. You know, the mousetrap. Oh, by the way, my name is Cousins.
Mine is Dixon.
She's about to be kissing cousins. She's about to be sucking Dixons. So it's going to be drawing blood cells?
What am I drawing? Am I allowed to find out?
Sure. Effective anti-reticular serum on cell tissue.
That's all I wanted to know.
Oh, say, that's quite good. I'll take it to the lab with me in the morning. I'm just about ready for the next one.
What is he?
Do you realize it's 12 o'clock?
Oh?
I haven't had my dinner yet, and you haven't either.
Oh, gosh, I'm sorry, but well, I got so wound up on this.
So did I, but now I'm hungry.
Well, tell you what let's do. We'll go out and eat.
That's a brilliant idea.
Dude, I love this chick, dude.
Good.
She stood up, looked him in the eye, and said, "I'm hungry."
Do you do this all the time?
Only since I got out of the Army. I was lucky to get this job of research. Now I've got to get it finished.
Then
She has that confidence, bro.
Oh, then I go back to Oregon and become the usual respectable small-town doctor.
no mice?
No. No mice. Head colds and belly aches.
I was wound up, but now I'm
$5 a
hungry.
Maybe you'll like it. You'll get some rest.
Oh, I'll get plenty of rest, all right, but I don't think I'll like it.
You folks going out this time of night?
That's right.
We're meeting a few friends at the Busy Bee cafeteria. We don't want to miss the floor show. We'll have to hurry.
See that he eats. He hasn't got any more sense than a goose.
I'll feed him with a spoon.
Very sweet.
I got onto it first up in a little
Hey, one of these
town
places
in Germany
again.
while I was still in the Army. I met a couple of Russian medical officers who were working.
It's like a 40s buffet. It's like the same one we saw in the last movie, right?
Steamed up about it.
Kaiser.
No, thanks. We got together the first night over a bottle of vodka. I remember the town was still burning. Well, maybe it was the vodka, but anyhow, we got to talking about anti-reticular, and, well, I guess I got pretty excited.
Luby says
You
Karina.
speak Russian?
Over a bottle of vodka, anybody?
Got into this
Russian.
apples.
You ever
Just
some
feed the
coffee?
goose.
No, thanks, I've milk.
Oh, one, please. At any rate, I promised myself that night that just as soon as the war was over, I was going to do a job of this.
You haven't stopped to eat ever since.
That's an error I'm just about to rectify.
$1 even.
I thought that'd be a fucking command, dude. Can you imagine how sick of a command that would be?
Thank you.
Get sick, come back and throw a
Sure you
strike.
got everything you want?
Oh, yes,
I thought-
thanks.
just a voice, not the actual footage, just a voice. $1 even.
You know, I don't think you're much of a doctor. Do you call this a sensible diet? Pancakes and pickles?
Well, scientifically, there's two kinds of diets. The kind that doctors prescribe and the stuff they eat themselves.
But you're always in such a rush. You can't make scientific discoveries that way.
Sure you can. Take Banning. He saw some flies nibbling in a piece of pancreas. Figured out that there must be sugar in it, and in 1 minute he had the idea for insulin. You know, you're a very lovely girl.
You're not being very scientific, Doctor.
Oh, but I am. It's the very heart of science. It's the truth.
Let's talk about insulin.
He's slick as fuck, dude. Slick as fuck, she doesn't have one, dude. Half the restaurants in Budapest are still cafeteria style. I love this guy. Science montage, science montage. There's fucking science happening here, guys. Fucking Raekwon the chef.
Come in.
The effect of anti-reticular
Hello.
something on tissue.
Hello. Say, did you buy these new manuscript covers?
Yes, are they all right?
Oh, sure, they're fine. How much they cost?
Oh, nothing at all. Something like 20 cents.
Oh, nothing at all, huh? You know you can buy a pair of good mice for 20 cents?
David, I have some wonderful news. I just sold a picture.
No fooling. Who bought it?
The floor walker downstairs. He said it's almost as good as a photograph.
Well, the man has great taste. Oh, I think it's wonderful. I'm proud of you. And I'm a little proud of myself, too. David Cousins on anti-reticular.
Oh, David.
Dude, the chemistry's so strong between these two, dude.
It's important, isn't it? I mean, not just to you, but really important.
Well, it won't cure all the ills of man or beast, but yes. Yes, I think it may be important. And I also think that I better hand it in before I start changing
Seems really
it again.
familiar.
Like to come along?
Or could I?
Well, sure, why not? I think you've been drawing blood cells long enough. It's time now for you to meet one of them face to face.
Where else do we see her in? Doing science, using beakers, science, science, science. Yeah, nice couple, she and Jones. Is that a miniature? Okay, weird shot here. Got that first person view experience here exploring the laboratory.
I hope your text is as good as your illustrations.
I hope so too, sir.
She helped him get the job, dude. Those are words.
Well, that's that.
You didn't tell him they were your drawings, did you?
I didn't tell him they weren't. Come on, I'll show you my lab.
What? You don't credit her on...
Coffee.
All you gotta do is say illustrations by so-and-so.
If I were you. Assistant pathologist. Well, this is me. How do you like it?
Oh, I think it's wonderful.
Peaceful apartment.
How do you find anything in this place?
Oh, no apples,
I've
no!
been here for 6 months and I haven't lost anything
Her
yet.
life is so good now.
Doesn't matter anyway. The boss okays my research, I'll be out of here in a week.
Back to Oregon?
Yes, back to Oregon. All that way just to make a living.
Is it as bad as all that?
Oh, what's the use in kidding, Madeleine? I'm so much in love with you, I can't see straight. I haven't done any work in here for days. I just sit around waiting until I can see you.
I know. Because that's just what I do. Wait to see you.
Oh, man.
Darling. Oh, darling, I never felt like this about anyone before. Tell me, when did you first know?
Oh, when I first saw you, I think.
Yeah, me too. I'll never forget you standing in that hall with a mouse in your hand. Only I didn't know then what was happening. I thought I had the flu.
What a nerd.
Oh, David.
Well, will you?
We don't know each other. I mean,
what?
You don't know me.
Oh, but I do. Of course I know you. Now, what do you want to know about me? David Cousins, M.D., University of Oregon, Captain Medical Corps Reserve, young, healthy, and very much in love. Will you marry me?
That's a little bit forward. They haven't even dated.
Oh, please don't ask me now.
Well, I've got to ask you now. I want to marry you now.
Please give me time, David. I'm all mixed up. I'd like to go home now.
All right.
Damn. I think you're right, Shiva Jones, yeah. She don't deserve him. Because she knows about her history, he doesn't. That's why he's like, you don't know me, dude. But you don't, guys, that's the past, dude. Don't get caught up on the past. Try to respect the past, remember the past. But it doesn't define who you are. Alright, here we go. I mean, I guess he had to propose to her because he's going back home in like a week. So that's why I had to, like, I guess they can't be like, hey, you want to come with me to Oregon? We can date there. I guess this is thinking. Good night, whatever your name is.
Madeleine, you haven't answered a rather important question I asked you.
Yeah, I know.
I can't say no. Because I wouldn't mean it.
Oh,
Darling.
my God.
David, I do love you.
Easy game, Greta.
Good night, darling.
He's a hunk, dude. He's a nerdy hunk. Apples. No one's behind the door, Apples. Nobody. They're gonna live happily ever after. 45-minute movie. That's the end. Oh my God!
The door.
Damn it, Audrey Apples!
A gentleman I hired provided me with your new address and the proper
Bunch of
key.
spoilers in the chat.
Suppose someone had seen you. You wouldn't have cared, would you?
I didn't think it mattered. You see, I expected to find you wretched and lonely, grappling with your complexes. Rather naive of me.
Will you please go?
Of course I'll go. But before I do, wouldn't you like to tell me about him?
Why? I'm in love. Now, laugh if you want.
I don't feel like laughing. I've always wondered if it were possible for people like you and me. And you think you've really got it? Love eternal, the fireside, the slippers, the whole thing?
Yes, the whole thing.
I'm very glad for you. And I think I'm a little sad for myself. You haven't told him, have you?
About what?
Told him
That we
what?
fucked around?
Well, about me, for instance.
Why should I tell him?
You're absolutely right. You shouldn't. Men prefer to keep their illusions, don't they?
Please go.
If you ever need me, you let me know, won't you? And don't call the past too many names.
Oh my God. Promiscuous girl, wherever. Oh my God! Dude, did you see that face? Did you see that face? Oh my God. Dude, he had that gotcha
Don't care
face.
what you say. I'm going to marry him just as soon as it can be arranged.
You want to run away from your problem?
I'm not running away.
How you know? You're looking for security from someone else instead of building it within
Oh
yourself.
man.
But I love him. I can't talk to you if you don't believe me.
Falling in love doesn't cure everything overnight.
What do you mean?
He's right about that
Let's be
too.
honest. There's a side of you that hasn't fully changed. Isn't that true? That is true, isn't it?
It's gonna always be the case though, dude. You don't ever fully change. You can always have that side in you.
Yes.
You gotta learn to love it and accept it and, you know, master it, control it.
Have you still not told David about yourself?
Make it productive.
I couldn't tell him.
You let him fall in love with an illusion, with someone who doesn't exist.
I could never tell him. He might stop loving
She
me.
does exist,
Isn't that a
dude.
risk you'll have to take?
You're being very careless about it.
You can't build a lifetime relationship on a lie. If you're really in love, you'll tell him. With the others, it was different. But if you love him...
Will you please stop saying if? How many times must I tell you I love him?
But real love is a sharing. If you're strong enough to face this yourself, you're strong enough to face it with David.
Oh, I can't do it.
Just tell him. I used to be a
I can't risk the only happiness I've ever had.
big shot
That's up to you, Miss Damien.
executive lady person. Got my fuck on a whole bunch. The times have changed. Yeah, you're right, Chief Jones, you're right. And so's the doctor to an extent, of course.
Hi.
No, it's revenge on the phone.
You're home early, aren't you?
Well, I didn't get fired, if that's what you mean. Dr. Lutz read my paper.
Really? What did he say?
Well, he liked it.
Oh, David, that's wonderful.
The only trouble is he thinks it's so important he wants me to go to Chicago and read it before the convention.
Oh, David, no.
Well, that's not my idea. I don't want to go.
Well, when will you have to leave?
Tonight, got to catch the 8 o'clock plane.
And when will you come back?
Oh, I don't know, a few days. But I tell you what, as soon as I get back, let's get married. You can get a license in 3 days, and it only takes 15 minutes to get married. You still want to marry me, don't you?
It's a bossy motherfucker.
More than anything in the world.
Don't tell a woman that. Let's get married in 15 minutes. It's gotta be a whole event, dude. That's what I'm saying, Apple's hard event. This is me, except.
I'm going to feel kind of silly at that convention. Of course, it's a great honor and all that, but you realize that I'll be talking before some of the biggest men in the field?
Biggest, like, physically?
What's the matter, darling?
Nothing. I was just thinking how I'd feel if you didn't love me.
Oh, don't be silly. Not a chance.
David, could you ever stop loving me?
Well, that's really a gruesome thought. Of course not.
Even if there was a reason?
He's
What
an
is
idiot, too.
bothering you?
Nothing. I just
Wanted to be sure.
Sure about what?
That you loved me and not the illusion you built up about me.
Scientists can't believe in illusions. I believe in you. You're the best thing that's ever happened to me. 4 shirts. I wonder if that'll be enough.
He's a fool, dude.
It'll have to be. That's all I've got. Socks? Well,
he's a fool.
Just about does it.
Someone's getting brainwashed as D. Scott, huh?
Madeleine, was there something special on your mind? Something that you wanted to tell me?
Just that I love you, that's all.
Just grab her face, dude. If you guys have a girlfriend or a wife, guys, try it. Next time you're gonna smooch, just grab her face in a very Hollywood-like fashion.
Write me every day?
Every day.
That's what ladies like.
Hope you suffer like a maniac.
I will, I promise.
Oh, gosh, I hate to leave you. You know, I'm going to be jealous.
Jealous of what?
Oh, I don't know. Nobody, everybody. Just jealous.
Darling, I belong to you. Don't you know that? I'm only alive because you love me.
Oh, is he telling them tall tales, dude? Telling them tall tales. I think we've all been there.
Madeleine. How are you? It's been a long time.
David, this is Mr. Garrett. I used to work with him on a magazine.
Howdy, Garrett. I quit the racket, though. Or perhaps the racket quit me.
Garrett's doing some confidential work for me now. How are you, Miss Dixon?
This is Mr. Cortland, David. Dr. Cuss is my fiancé.
You're a very lucky man, Doctor.
I think so.
Well, goodbye, Miss Dixon. My congratulations to you both.
Oh, thank you.
Good night.
That wasn't that bad. That was quite pleasant.
I don't believe a minute of it, do you?
Garrett, you're a very cynical man. You don't believe in true love.
You don't think Madeleine does either, do you?
I don't know, but I've always been fascinated by miracles.
The vest.
Come in. Telegram for you, Miss Dixon.
They love Shiva Jones. Grab him by the face.
I thought I'd bring it up myself. I thought it might be important. The news?
He won't be back till Friday.
No.
Best men for you. You never can count on them.
That was an honest thing she said about him keeping her alive. Maybe you're right, Apple. I didn't think about that. It's like
said you were to call Miss Ethel Royce.
That was,
She's been trying to get in touch with you. Friend of yours?
Yes.
I suppose you got your own reasons, but you ought to get out and see your friend.
That's actually suicidal,
instead
right?
of sitting in this room all day and all night.
Thanks, Mrs. Geiger.
None of my business, mind you.
With the bow in her hair? Oh, you know she fucking used to run a fashion magazine, dude.
Ethel, this is Madeleine. Madeleine.
Darling, but this is really a voice from the dead. I pestered that doctor of yours for hours. I just have to talk to you.
Oh, what?
Well, what about?
Well, you remember that art supplement, the one you started? Well, I do need your help, dear. I'm in an awful mess.
Sorry, dear. I'll never come into that office again as long as I live.
Oh, but I wouldn't ask you to do that. Just meet me somewhere. It'll only take an hour, I promise.
Well, if it's just the two of us. All right. I'll be there at 5.
Oh, she's getting pulled back into the fucking
we
gig,
really
dude.
Desperate. Wonderful. I'm just dying to see you. Bye, dear. She'll do it.
Good. Wonderful thing, professional pride. It never dies. How'd you sound?
Awful. What do you expect?
Too bad.
Victor, I don't want you to be there.
Wouldn't think of spoiling your reunion, my dear.
I don't trust Madeleine, doctor or no doctor. Nor you either, my sweet.
Oh, my. Good witch, bring the mail, huh? Why didn't she have the monkeys deliver it? None of my business that I'm swimming in. Just the two of us. I hope it is. I like this protagonist a lot, guys.
Hello, Luigi. Is Miss Royce here?
She just came in, Miss Damien.
I couldn't stand for anything bad to happen to
Miss
her.
Damien. Have you been away?
No, but it's nice to be back just the same.
It's better to have a happy
Hello,
ending,
Ethel.
guys. I got a bad
You
feeling.
look wonderful. A little pale, but so interesting.
You know, I can't stay very long.
Oh, I understand, dear. We'll get right to work.
The usual, Miss Damien?
Well, I don't know, Carl.
You'd better. Wait till you see the mess I'm in with the supplements. All right, Carl. Darling, I'm just dying to hear what you've been up to. You
None of
must
your
tell me
business, lady.
But there's nothing to tell. Come on, let's go to work.
You're just marvelous, my dear. You made the whole project seem utterly simple and practical.
Not for me, please.
Darling, you used to be able to drink 10 in a row.
I'm out of training.
No one would know it, my dear.
She's partying too hard, dude. Those are good old days.
It's the surroundings.
What do you say we have dinner and go to a show?
No, really, I've got to stagger home.
Madeline, my dear, this is a surprise.
Victor, hello.
What good fortune running into you like this? Do you mind?
Don't let him
Oh,
fool you,
no.
Madeleine. You heard me making the date with you.
It's true, but I'll deny it. Frankly, I wanted to have a look at you. You look very dashing for a hermit.
Thank you.
We've all missed you desperately, haven't we, Ethel?
As though our little hearts would break.
What about a drink with your old boss?
I
Please.
had enough.
Three.
Fuck off, dude.
I've got all the data we need on the supplement.
Good. What about the data on Madeline?
No data. Now, if you'll excuse me, I
You
really
can't go now. Look who you'll run into.
So what?
He's seen you.
Mr. Garrett no longer graces our staff.
What happened? He got to be utterly gritty.
Look how drunk she
Nothing of a
is.
slight discrepancy in his accounts. Mr. Garrett believes that the world owes him a gay life, no matter who pays for it.
Well, hello, stranger. How are you?
Wonderful.
Nobody here seems particularly glad to see me.
So he's the villain in the picture,
Should we
huh?
be?
Oh, well, it's been nice knowing you.
Ooh, they hold him out,
There
dude.
goes one reason for my ivory tower.
What?
These guys says Mrs. Halcyon Gilligan's Island, and Muscoats agrees. That's lovely, yeah.
Hated them all.
More
I
drinks,
know
as
what you're
happens.
thinking. I had an odd way of expressing my distaste.
Not odd, darling. Shall we say just, moody?
Well, here's to memory.
I hear part with the old gang, dude.
May I speak to Mr. Cortland, please?
Remy says you gotta keep the people from the past in the past. Thank you, Remy. This movie out here teaching life
Just
lessons.
a minute.
No more, go home, Shiva Jones. This guy is looking at his jewels, I guess. That's what he does. That's what I do when I'm by myself. If I can relate to an extent. I'm saying Karina doesn't play with his jewels.
Mr. Garrett on the phone, sir.
All right. Hello, Garrett.
I have some interesting news. Do you know who's here? Madeleine.
How considerate of you to call. By the way, I've just been through the stones in my safe, and one's missing. The stone's not terribly important, but you're the only person who knows about my safe, and the fact is you did have my keys for quite a while yesterday.
What are you getting at?
Only that I don't like thieves.
But you're being ridiculous. Let me come over and talk about it.
There's nothing to talk about. I'm taking it up with the police.
But Cortland, you can't do that.
Wow. Wow. I don't really understand if this guy's like a villain. Like, I think maybe a more complex character than I originally thought.
Mr. Garrett again, sir.
I think that Mr. Garrett is the main villain.
Gone out.
I'm sorry, Mr. Cortland has just left.
Oh my god. Could be Pink's brother there, maybe.
Are you all right, darling?
Of course I am.
You're not going to disappear again.
Oh, yes. Back to my treetop.
It's raining. Let me drive you home.
Nuh-uh.
No. Ethel wouldn't approve.
Good luck, my dear, in your treetop.
Bye, darling.
Dude. She's the best, dude.
Well,
Best protagonist of all time.
She's a changed woman.
she'll never change, darling. She's just got herself a new set of words, that's all.
She's the best. The sheriff was a Garrett too, right? Pat Garrett, yeah, I guess you're right. She's Tank Ryan. Getting kidnapped by Garrett, maybe?
Madeleine,
Oh, it's this guy.
hop in.
No, thanks. I'm waiting for a cab.
Don't be silly. There are no cabs. You'll get drenched.
Please.
I'll drop you off.
I'm going home alone.
Come on, in you get.
Oh my god. Just grabbed her.
I hope you didn't get too wet.
Your concern is touching,
Quite a coincidence finding you in the rain.
is it?
I can't lie to you, especially when there's no point to it. I was informed you were playing hooky.
You're detestable.
I'm really not detestable at all. I happen to be very fond of beauty, which shouldn't be a crime in your eyes.
Please, no debates. I'm a little dizzy.
A good dinner will soon take care of that.
Why do you always hound me? You know I despise you and everything you stand for.
There's always a chance I may be able to improve your opinion and your manners.
I'm sleepy.
You know you're very lovely.
Please don't bother. I'm not listening.
Oh, no.
Where are we?
Don't you remember you visited here once upon a time?
You're foul. You said you were taking me home.
You forgot to mention the subject. A significant omission, as your friend Freud would say. Come on, I'm getting soaked.
That launch you. I'm going home.
Right after dinner. Think how wonderful you'll feel when you slap my face.
Oh, man. Oh, man.
That'll take the chill out of your bones.
No means no.
Still cold?
Oh, no. It's quite warm in here.
Cigarette?
Listen to the music. It's gonna drug her.
Light? No, I'm not really detestable, am I?
No. I am.
Why?
Because I ought to go home.
In this rain, you mustn't even think of it.
You see, you are detestable.
And you've been very annoying for months. Madeleine, we belong together, you know that.
No, I don't know that.
Of course you do. We feel the same way about life.
You're not making sense, Mr. Court.
Why make sense? Doesn't this make more sense than talking and lying?
No sense at all.
Then what would you call it, darling?
Stupid.
Madeleine, you're wonderful.
Stupid.
You're sweeter than ever.
Oh, man.
I better see who it is.
Snap out of it, Madeleine! She's like, what am I doing here? Get the fuck out! Let's go, Madeleine, go! What's up, Dr. Doom? It's super familiar, Apples.
Well, I tell you, I'm going to raise the money. I'll pay you, honestly.
I don't like dealing with thieves. That's a job for the police.
If you swear out a warrant, you'll never get a dime. Look, I didn't sell it. I just had to have some money temporarily. Here's the pawn ticket.
I'm not interested in pawn tickets. Good night,
But, Carter, you've got to give me a chance.
I said good night.
Where is the plot going with him? It's a very human movie, dude. I think we've been there. It's about fidelity. It's about honesty with yourself.
You've got to let me talk to you. Let me explain this.
You stupid fool.
You'll have the stone back. I'll get it to you. I promise I will. All I need is a little
There's
more
some Dr.
time.
Doom.
A couple of weeks. What are you doing?
Phoning the police.
You can't do that. I'm not going to let you ruin me.
Oh, no. The weapons get framed right there? No! Oh, the sound effect! Oh, my God! Oh, my God. Jeez. Movie's kind of like Tone Box in general. So now he's back home, but where's she?
Very lovely this morning, Mrs. Geiger.
You wasn't expected back until Friday.
That's what I like. A cheery welcome home. Miss Dixon upstairs?
I haven't seen her this morning.
Who is it?
Does she have too much guilt to face him or no? Come on, girl.
Hi.
Darling.
Oh, I couldn't wait till Friday.
You'll be afraid, Madeleine. Shiva Jones, no.
Oh, I needed you so badly. I feel lost without you. Don't ever leave me again.
That you can depend on. Say, I've got big news. I'm a success.
Oh, tell me all about it.
I wonder what's the matter with you. You don't look very good.
No, the pneumonia, Brian.
Now then, first, I don't have to go back to Bellyaches in Oregon. You're not marrying a small-town country doctor, young lady. You're marrying a promising young research scientist. At least that's what Dr. Broder says, and he ought to know. He's got a long white
So good,
beard.
Shiva Jones.
Oh, darling, I'm so proud of you.
think I'll take your temperature.
No.
Gee, I wish you could have been there. When I finished reading my paper, they all got together and offered me my own laboratory in California. I still can't believe it. There it is, right in the paper. You'll find it on the bottom of page 10.
Oh, no. Dun, dun, dun. Oh, she passed the fuck out.
He makes you feel that you're really important. You know what he said to...
Madeleine, what's the matter?
David.
Oh, darling, you're cold as ice. You've got a chill.
That's a chill, dude, on the 40s.
Don't go. Don't leave me.
I'll only be a second. I want to get a
No, brother, the kid. I hope you're not right to revenge. There's no way she can blame herself.
I don't know. Friends of hers?
We're from police headquarters. Where's the room?
Upstairs.
What do you want to see Miss Dixon about?
We'll tell her.
Well, perhaps you'd better tell me first. Miss Dixon isn't well.
Who are you?
He's a doctor. He lives here.
If it isn't important, I suggest you come back tomorrow.
It's important.
Could you get some extra blankets and a hot water bottle, please?
You a friend of Miss Dixon's?
Yes, why?
Just asking.
Well, what is it, an accident or something?
I wouldn't call it an accident.
We should cut out this mystery and tell me what it's all about.
Okay, Doc, take it easy.
All right, Doc, take it easy.
Madeleine, these men are from the police. They want to
We'll take over from here, Doc. I'm Sergeant Batelli. This is Sergeant Beitler. You're a friend of Felix Cortland's, weren't you? Matter of fact, you were with him last night.
No, I wasn't.
Did you see Mr. Cortland any time yesterday?
No, I didn't.
Now, look, Miss Damien, we wouldn't be here asking questions unless we already knew most of the answers.
Oh, wait a minute. Her name's not Damien. I think you've got the wrong party.
I think maybe you've got the wrong party, Doc.
Oh,
The name
no.
happens to be Damien. This happens to be a case of murder. Take a look at that newspaper.
Oh, man.
I want to know what's going on in here.
All of her lies pitched up to her, dude.
Sorry, madam. We'll talk to you later.
As long as I've been here, there's never been police
Take
in
her
this
and see
house.
what you can find out.
lady. Come along.
Now, Miss Damien, tell us what happened last night. What time did you leave Cortland's house?
Oh, Dave.
You and this guy, Cortland, were pretty sweet on each other, isn't that right?
Oh, but it isn't. It isn't true.
According to the chauffeur, you got to Cortland's
God,
house at
I
7:15.
can't
What time
take
did you
it.
leave?
Oh, but I didn't go into the house. I met him by accident. David, don't look at me like that.
How long have you known Miss Damien, Doc?
Not very long, only a few months.
Know that she was mixed up with this guy, Cortland?
Oh, but it's a lie. David, it's a lie.
Okay, so you didn't go into the house with Cortland?
No, I didn't. He wanted me to come to the house, but I wouldn't do it.
His
Well, I
face,
didn't go into
Remy.
the house. I
The
didn't.
acting right now.
Who you telling, me or the doc here? Did you get anything?
She came in about 9.
In a cab?
No, she was walking in the rain. Landlady said she looked kind of wild-eyed.
What about Cortland?
He was here, all right. He visited her a couple of weeks ago.
Get the date?
Yeah, April 10th, around midnight.
Anything else?
The landlady thought that Cortland had a key to this place. She was kind of vague as to how he got it.
I didn't give him a key. David, you can't believe that.
I've got his key ring here. This one fits. He had a key, all right.
But I didn't give it to him.
Oh, my God.
Where are you going? Oh, David, don't leave me. I didn't kill him, I swear. I didn't kill him.
Who cares whether you killed him or not?
Oh, man. No, no womps, dude. She was warned about this, dude. She should have told him the truth in the get-go. Oh, man. This is what happens, guys. Well, come on down and tell him, lady. Oh, it's too late now. She's going to jail.
Could I see him for just a minute?
Well, it isn't regulations. Okay, 60 seconds.
David, please listen to me.
You lied to me. You've always lied to me.
But I'm not lying now. I didn't want to go with him. He said he'd drive me home.
And he made love to you, didn't he? Oh, don't deny it. Of course he made love to you. He had a key to your room.
I should have told you many things. I tried to, but I just couldn't.
If this thing were so innocent, you would have told me. When I said I was in love with you. When I asked you to marry me.
It wasn't innocent, though, dude.
I was afraid, David.
Nothing is innocent.
I was afraid you wouldn't understand.
You bet I wouldn't.
Before I met you, I was horrible. But you changed all that. You made me sane and happy.
No, that's not true, lady.
Lying?
You
tried
did
that
that.
upstairs and it didn't work. Look, I was in love with you. All right, I made a mistake. I thought you were something wonderful and you turned out to be something else. So let's just forget about it.
You don't mean that, David.
What you can do for me is let me alone.
I'm in pain, Shiva Jones. Me too, dude.
I love you, David. I'll always love you.
No. David, come on, man. He's hurt, dude. He's hurt. He's all mixed up, man. In a murder case. I hate when that happens. You're dating somebody new. Your feelings get out of control. You say things you don't mean. Next thing you know, you're in a murder case.
And so, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, the prosecution will prove beyond a shadow of a doubt that Madeleine Damien is guilty of the premeditated murder of...
She didn't do it, dude. Murder was a case that they gave her. She's innocent.
She was in his apartment the night he was murdered. We will prove that her fingerprints are on the table lighter with which he was murdered. And we will prove further that she had a motive for the murder.
What was the motive?
For after all, this is a very simple story. To one man, Dr. Cousins, she was a pure and noble woman. To the other, Felix Cortland, an irresponsible light of love. Too self-indulgent to be faithful to the man she wanted to marry. Too weak and lacking in character to break with Cortland. Her twisted soul was bent on a heartless deceit.
Oh my God! Relax, bro!
What all others knew to be a lie. And when Cortland threatened to expose her, she went to his apartment to plead with him in the only way she knew. She embraced him.
No.
She made love to him. And when in spite of that, he threatened to expose the lie that she was living, she silenced him forever. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, the state asks you to find Madeleine Damien guilty.
I hope this movie's long. Like, long as fuck.
Guilty of murder in the first degree.
Because they gotta catch Garrett, right?
On the night Mr. Cortland called on the defendant...
They were following friends at Welcome Board, man. Nice to meet you. I'm David.
He did not.
How did he get in then?
He must have had a key of his own.
The key of his own? Where was the defendant when he arrived?
Out to the doctor, I suppose. Pulling the wool over his eyes.
Oh! Cuckoldry! The theme of the night.
Thank you, Mrs. Geiger. Your witness, Mr. Mitchell.
You've got
Theme of the night. Likewise, friends. Nice to meet you, dude.
No questions. Miss Damien, I can't defend you properly if you won't let me. We've got to put up a fight.
Fight? What for?
You deserve better,
And now,
Madeleine.
Garrett, just what was the nature of the work you did?
You're just a woman.
Well, most of it was personal. Confidential secretary, I suppose.
So what, your life wasn't perfect?
And in that capacity, you were in a position to learn a great deal about his private life?
Yes, of course.
No one's life is perfect.
Did Mr. Cortland know that Miss Damien was lying to Dr. Cousins and concealing her true character from him?
I'd rather not answer that question, Mr. O'Brien. You see, both Miss Damien and Mr. Cortland were friends of mine.
He's a killer right there.
Yes.
There's your killer.
Well, let's get back to the meeting at the airport. What was the attitude of the defendant when Cortland saw Dr. Cousins?
She was embarrassed, naturally.
Yeah.
No, my God.
She was embarrassed, naturally.
Self revenge, no noobs.
Thank you. Your witness, Mr. Mitchell.
I've got to cross-examine. If I don't, we haven't a chance.
Don't ask him anything.
No questions.
Oh, my God.
Were you a close friend of the defendant?
The self-destructive tendencies, dude.
Did she confide in you on matters of a personal nature?
Yes, she did.
If you were asked in this court, do you think you could recall any of those intimacies?
I could recall some of them in lurid detail.
Your Honor, I object.
Objection sustained.
Well, let me ask you this, Miss Royce. Would you say in general that men found Miss Damien attractive?
Definitely.
And would you say that Miss Damien found men attractive to her?
I'm afraid I most certainly would.
You would? What were the relations between Miss Damien and her former employer, Mr. Cranish?
They were friendly.
In your opinion, was there anything more than friendly?
I object, Your Honor. The question calls for the conclusion of the witness and is prejudicial.
Objection sustained.
Oh, my God.
Dr. Cousins, I'm Dr. Caleb. Miss Damien's a patient of mine. I don't happen to think she's guilty of murder, do you?
No, I don't.
She may be guilty of other things, but in there she's being tried for murder, and she won't even defend herself.
She's got a pretty good lawyer, hasn't she?
She needs your help, Doctor. In her own mind, she's not on trial for murder. She's on trial for those other things. And it's not the judge who's trying that case, it's you.
I don't want to be rude, Doctor, but I don't think you know what you're talking about.
I'm sorry to disagree. You see, I've been treating Miss Damien for some time. I happen to be her psychiatrist.
Dr. Caleb.
I'm sorry to have bothered you, Doctor.
Oh, my God. Sometimes it takes a doctor to know a doctor, dude. I go out there and sometimes tell your fellow doctor what's what. The trick is to review the evidence constantly, huh? So it's a tone box. It'll just tell you the answer eventually.
Your name, please?
What weren't their relations?
You're a psychiatrist?
I am.
Miss Damien came to you as a patient?
Yes.
How's he going to help
Of her
her?
own free will?
Yes, of course.
Isn't it true, Doctor, that people do not go to a psychiatrist unless they consider themselves, well, shall we say, not well balanced?
In general, that's correct.
As a matter of fact, wasn't Miss Damien on the verge of committing suicide when she made her first visit to you?
Your Honor, I object.
Well, no matter. We'll prove that by other witnesses. However, is it not true that people who come to you as patients come with problems?
Objection.
Objection overruled.
Well, Doctor.
Oh, my,
There'd be no point in their coming to me if they didn't have problems.
Everybody's got problems, you
The defendant
fuck.
came to you with a problem. Do you mind telling us, Doctor, in your opinion, just what was Miss Damien's problem?
That is a confidential matter between doctor and patient. I'm afraid I can't.
This guy's too fucking solid, bro.
During the course of your treatment of Miss Damien,
Holding down
did
back.
you ever discuss her relationship with Dr. David
You don't wake up
Cousins?
Perry, dude.
Yes, we did.
Well, bearing in mind the fact that she's engaged to be married to Dr. Cousins, do you think she was as frank with him as she should have been?
As a matter of fact, I urged her to tell him everything.
And did she?
Not to my knowledge.
Well, why not, Doctor? Why didn't she?
I'm afraid you'll have to ask Miss Damien about that.
Did you ever meet Dr. Cousins?
Yes, just a few minutes ago.
Well, I'm sure you found him a reasonable, intelligent young man, and yet the defendant refused to confide in him.
Having met Dr. Cousins, I think I can see why Miss Damien hesitated to confide in him.
Do you mind telling us why?
It's my impression that Dr. Cousins hasn't the capacity, either emotionally or intellectually, to understand a problem like Miss Damien's.
Damn! This boy went in on the fucking chair, dude! The witness chair!
Going, Doctor?
Was he wrong, though, Karina? Brian?
The Dr. Cousins in your office.
Oh?
He said you weren't expecting him.
As a matter of fact,
Fucking
I was
exposed this dude. He's not even on trial. He got exposed.
Hello, Doctor.
Guilty.
Sit down, relax. Tell me, is this a professional or a social call?
Dr. Caleb, you said some pretty rough things about me this afternoon.
Yes, I did, didn't I?
I think I'm entitled to an explanation.
What can do about it?
So do I. As a matter of fact, I'm very glad you came over. I wanted to talk to you about Miss Damien.
I'm not interested in Miss Damien.
I'm glad to see you're still in love with her.
And I'm not in love with her.
All the better. Then we can approach the subject of Miss Damien as one scientist to another. You see, I'm interested in Miss Damien because she's a patient of mine. I believe I was well on the way to solving her problem. It would be most distressing to me if she were to die now for a crime she didn't commit. It would be as though you had lost one of your white mice, one that you had just inoculated.
What's all this got to do with me?
Only this, that when you testify tomorrow, you'll be asked to tell the truth. The whole truth. The whole truth about a human soul is a complicated proposition.
That's true.
Now, I'm not going to tell you anything about Miss Damien that you haven't already heard. But isn't it possible that you've picked up a few stray facts and added them up to a conclusion that's entirely wrong?
Oh, my God, David.
Won't you sit down, Doctor?
Educate this dude. Class is in session, bro. Look what Cow says.
Hear ye, hear ye, hear ye. The court is now in session.
Call your next witness, Mr. O'Brien.
All right, guys, here we go.
Dr. Cousins, please.
This will be their last witness. You've got to let me put you on the stand. I tell you quite frankly, Miss Damien, if you won't testify, you haven't got a chance.
She don't want to testify, dude.
Raise your right
She's
hand.
ready to die,
You
man.
solemnly swear to tell the truth and the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
We've been known to be ready to die this whole movie.
Your name, please.
David Cousins.
Under what name did you know the defendant?
Madeleine Dixon.
Did she ever tell you her true name?
No, sir.
Did she ever lie to you about her identity?
Yes, sir.
How long did she continue to lie to you?
Till the morning the police came.
Did she ever tell you about her relations with Cortland?
No,
She never
didn't.
lied to you, bro.
proposed
She just didn't
marriage
tell you
to
the whole
defendant,
truth.
And she accepted you.
Yes, sir.
You didn't ask. Remember, you said I didn't know her. I don't give a fuck about you. That's what you said.
No, sir.
Guys, never date someone who doesn't care about who you are as a person.
Between them? Same morning, the morning the police came.
Oh, I see. Then from the moment you met her until the day she was taken into custody, you didn't know the truth about her.
Because he was in love with an image, dude.
Your Honor.
Image he made up for himself.
Haven't you covered your point?
That's what he wanted, was just an image.
Clarify for the jury the true
He
nature
didn't want to know who she was.
of the
But he
defendant's
saw
motive.
that, dude.
Proceed.
One more question, Dr. Cousins. If you had known the truth, would it have affected your love for the defendant?
Your Honor, I must protest.
Let him answer.
Objection withdrawn.
And now, Dr. Cousins, if you had known the truth, would it have affected your love for the defendant?
I was in love with Miss Damien then, and I'm in love with her now.
Oh, my God.
Your witness, Mitchell?
No questions.
Yeah, Kenny, if it's public domain, we can watch it next Pizza Movie, dude. We'll line it up next to One-Eyed Jacks.
Did you really mean it?
Yes, I really meant it.
I can't believe it.
Now will you let me put you on the stand?
Now she has something to fight for, dude.
You admit you went to Cortland's apartment that night?
She has very low self-worth.
He made love to you?
Yes.
Did you have any conversations about Dr. Cousins?
No.
Positive?
Yes, I am.
But tell me, Miss Damien, were you in love with Felix Cortland?
No, I wasn't.
Were you in love with Dr. Cousins?
Yes.
Oh. But you went to Cortland's apartment nevertheless.
Yes, I told you that.
You were in love with
She
one
was
man,
drunk.
Yet you chose to visit the
He
apartment.
pulled
of a
her
man
into
you
the
didn't
car.
love. Did you go of your own free will?
Yes.
Mr. Cortland didn't force you or threaten you?
No.
Then why did you visit him?
I don't know why.
I made a mistake.
I was drunk and
You made a
weak-willed.
mistake. As you've told us on several occasions that you and Mr. Cortland were interrupted by a mysterious intruder. Can you tell this jury anything definite about that person? Anything at all?
No, I didn't see him.
You didn't see him.
I only heard his voice.
You seem very certain it was a man.
It was a man.
What did he say?
Well, I don't know. They were talking in the hall. I couldn't tell what they were saying.
Yes, you heard a voice. You're willing to swear it was a man, and you couldn't hear what he said. Now, what sort of a person do you think would be calling at that time of night? A bill collector? A man selling magazines? Or perhaps even a burglar?
Why not a burglar? Mr. Cortland was a very wealthy man.
He must have been a very timid burglar because nothing was stolen. Of course, you realize that Mr. Cortland kept his jewels in a vault at the store.
Not all of them. He kept some at home in his safe.
Safe? What safe?
The one in his living room?
You didn't by any chance see that safe, did you, Miss Damien?
Yes, I did.
The court, please. This is the first we've heard about a safe. I asked for a recess to examine the apartment.
Well, Your Honor, we've been all over the apartment.
But if there is a safe, and if it has been robbed...
Gentlemen, court is adjourned until tomorrow morning. I suggest the district attorney for the defendant, examine the apartment together.
Here we go, dude. Here we go. Now we're in there.
What about this safe, Mr. O'Brien? What safe?
How about some pictures on the inside, Mr. Bryan?
You boys better wait outside. I may have a statement for you when I come out.
Mr. O'Brien.
Huh?
Mind if I tag along?
I don't know why you're sure. The fine witness you turned out to be.
Couldn't help that, sir.
All right, Garrett, where's the safe?
Me, Mr. O'Brien? I don't know of any safe in here.
I didn't think you did. If you want an unbiased opinion, I don't think there is a safe. Well, here's the learned counsel. Perhaps he knows. Where's the safe, Mitchell?
Well, where's
Checking the location.
Madeleine? She knows where the safe
Be along
is.
in a minute.
Oh, you're on a dead one.
While we're waiting, maybe Mr.
Family
Garrett
Jewels
can tell us
frenzy.
where the safe is.
I've asked him, he doesn't know.
I don't understand that, Mr. Garrett. You were very close to Cortland, weren't you?
That's right. I'm sure if there was a safe in here, I would have known about it. At least I would have seen the key to it.
The answer's very simple. There is no safe.
What did you find out?
I got the dope on him, Mr. Mitchell.
Splendid.
It's over here in this bookcase.
You were wrong for once, Mr. O'Brien.
Could be.
Got it. If they didn't ask her, it'd be bad.
What do you know about that?
Have you got Cortland's keys?
There they are.
Thank you.
That looks to me very much like a safe, Mr. O'Brien.
Yes, it does, doesn't it? But not like a safe that's ever been robbed. I don't think a good burglar would leave those behind.
I guess we're right back where we started from.
Well, I've seen all I want. How about you, Mitchell?
You win this round.
Lock it up, sir.
Yes, sir.
Damn.
Court, gentlemen.
I'll give you a lift on
Garrett
that.
is Phil Stephen Jones.
Sergeant, I have some papers here of Mr. Cortland's I'd like to put in order. Do you mind if I stay?
It's all right with me. We're finished with the place.
Thank you very much. Anything I can do for you, Doctor?
Oh, I was just curious about something. I've never seen a safe like that before. One that operated with a key.
Come to think about it, I guess I haven't either.
Normal assumption about a safe is that the lock works on a combination.
Yes, I guess most of them do.
I was wondering how you knew that this one worked with a key. You said you'd never seen the key to it.
Did I say that?
Uh-huh.
I guess I must have said something I didn't mean.
Oh, I see. There could be another explanation.
Really?
It's going in, dude.
Yes. That you were lying when you said you'd never seen the safe before.
You're not serious, are you, Doc?
I'm a scientist, Mr. Garrett. When we get hold of an odd fact, we consider every possible explanation. We make some of our most important discoveries that way.
Well, it must be fascinating work.
Yes, it is.
I love Garrett, too. Look at this fucking...
Suppose I had known about that
look at this
safe,
actor,
which I
dude.
didn't. What would that prove?
Frankly, nothing. But it does suggest a theory. You were very close to Cortland. You knew about the safe. Maybe the safe was robbed. Perhaps he found out about it. He was quarreling with a man in the hall the night he was killed. Maybe that man was you.
That's a very interesting theory.
Yes, isn't it?
He's a great
Well,
villain,
as I
dude.
said, I'm a scientist.
Pushes its revenge.
When we hit on a theory like that, the next thing we do is to test it. That's all I'm doing.
I see.
Then you won't mind having a little talk with the police?
Why, no. Why should I?
Fingerprints. But then, of course, if you've never seen the safe before, you won't mind them checking it for yours.
Oh, certainly not.
David?
The number is Spring 73100.
You won't do it, Garrett, you fucking coward. You won't do it, Katie.
Okay, Doc. No hard feelings. Don't you think this sort of thing is rather out of your line, though?
I guess maybe you're right.
Bye, Doctor.
Goodbye.
That'd be me if I was him. This guy's a great villain, dude. Great performances in this movie. What's up, Bruce Marco? This movie is called Dishonored Lady. God, it was sick. We're in the climax now, I think. This is way too sticky, says Frenzy. It's mad sticky, dude. What's he doing?
Spring 73100, wasn't it, Mr. Garrett?
Oh, you're gonna walk in after him?
I guess maybe I underestimated you, Doctor.
What's gonna happen? Let's go for the gun! Oh my! Whoa! Whoa, you left over like a fucking puma, dude! Oh my god. Whoa, my god! Fucking Hong Kong cinema? That's definitely Standing Fierce, Karina, for sure it was. Whoa!
Extra, read all about it. Maladamic murder charge, extra.
News flashes from the Associated Press newsroom. Bulletin.
We got judo now, Karina?
The murder of Felix Cortland. Full confession by an ex-employee, Jack Garrett, is in the hands of the district attorney.
It was a trial marked by many surprises, notably the beautiful defendant's startling disclosure of the jewel vault.
Are you embarrassed now, prosecutor? For calling my fucking defendant's virtue into question?
To engage the murderer in a battle royal.
Jeez.
Tiger, I've been looking for Miss Damien. Have you seen her?
She's gone. She asked me to give you this.
Gone? Well, where did she go?
I couldn't get a word out of her, but I know she left the airport more than an hour ago.
Running away for a start, new life, guys. Better catch her. Better the ending, dude. The grab for the finish, Eva Jones.
I can still hear your voice in that courtroom, and I'll never forget what you said. You did much more than save my life. You made my life worth saving. I can't bear to tell you how much I love you and want to marry you. But right now, that wouldn't be fair. I'm going away for a while. I want to be terribly sure, after all this, that I can really be the kind of person you once thought I was. Maybe after a while that will be possible. And then, when we're both sure, David, please ask me again. Goodbye, my darling.
Aww.
Passengers on flight 41 loading at gate 6.
Will you try and see him once in a while?
Of course.
You see, I want to be sure of myself.
I'm sure of you.
Are you really?
After what you've been through, I'm very sure.
All aboard, please.
Goodbye.
I still think you're making a mistake.
Don't do it, Madeleine. Wow. It's romantic. Last minute, Karina. Just like in Hollywood. That was Dishonored Lady, guys. Rest me that plane ticket. Yeah, that was cost a lot of money, dude. Oh my god, dude. That was fucking sick. Strong finish. What a fucking gem. Dude, that movie is hella underrated, dude. That was a fucking classic. That was a classic. What an awesome story. Awesome performances. Great directing. Very complex characters. Best movie, Remy. Glad you guys enjoyed it as well. Because imagine watching that first. I would have been so disappointed, Kenny. I love any movie where forgiveness is a theme. That's something I think that our culture needs more of. Awesome movie, dude. We got punches and grabs, Karina. Badass film. Are you getting command grabs and shit? That's ridiculous. Who saw that coming for the ending? We got guys leaping over couches. Guns were involved. There could have been more than one command in there, says Apples. Definitely, I think one of the best films we've watched in Pizza in a Movie, Shiva Jones. One of the best films we've watched in Pizza in a Movie. That was super, super great, man. I loved all the characters. Even the villains were great. I liked the guy that got killed. He was kind of a character that was, you know, sort of a lot like her. He's kind of like her parallel, right? He was her parallel. You know, he was not a terrible dude, but just, you know, rich, too much power, didn't believe in love, just wanted to get his nut. This is a cool film. Chris says Rio is here. Let me see this image here. That leap was so badass. You just fucking yow. Cops in court, death, had everything, dude. Yeah, he was slimy. I believe he was a slimy dude. You're right, that was like her.
But are you sure you're all right?
He was slimy, he was rapey. He was a fucking creep. He was a good... I like that, you know, they contrasted him with Garrett. Right? Because he was a slimy, rapey dude. Clearly one of the film's villains. But he wasn't like the pure evil villain that Garrett got to be in the end. It kind of a little fake out there. No want music. Jesus Christ, so much want music in that other movie we watched. Dope film. Suicide attempts. Flying kung fu. The fashion was on point. The fashion was hella on point. Very glamorous movie. The actress looks familiar in this. She didn't think he forced her, so I guess that's what women expected from men at the time, huh? Well, I mean... Yeah, I mean, he didn't literally force her. He was being way overly insistent. I take, again, there was definitely some misogyny there, right? I really took issue with the fact that she was like, no, it was totally of my own free will. That's why I went there. It's like, well, I mean, you were drunk. He was being extremely insistent, to say the very least. Yeah, she could have screamed and whatever, but he was being extremely insistent. She was very drunk. He was taking advantage of her for sure.
This time of night. Let's take her inside.
Pizza drama with pizza drama, huh? It's a good night. We had pizza drama. We had Ping. We had Guadalupe.
Bones broken. Bruises, that's all.
We had horse cuckoldry. It was a good pizza and movie night.
I'm a little surprised. You're a beautiful young woman. You've been in an accident. You haven't asked for a mirror.
Should have told him that they had food. That he had food, yeah, or at least promised food. Yeah, he fucking literally, I guess he was drunk. He was being extremely forceful.
Is that any of your business, Doctor?
As a matter of fact,
Ping's still the best character of the night, though, huh?
I happen to be a psychologist.
Ping, a very strong character for sure. We had pitchforks, tortillas.
You won't mind if I...
That was a hell of a pizza movie night, guys. Horse cuckoldry is not a phrase I expected to hear tonight. And yet here we are. That's the life we're leading. So many hats, these guys. So many great hats. What a night. Glad you enjoyed it, Neon. Glad you guys enjoyed it in general. I sure as hell enjoyed it. That was our first ever Pizza in the Movie, Viewer's Choice Triple Feature. The 3 films we watched were voted on by you guys. The one with the most films was The Outlaw. Most votes that was The Outlaw. That one sucked. The next one with most votes was this one, Dishonored Lady.
But I'm not one of your patients.
I'm sorry, this one was actually had the one that had the second most votes was Sinners in Paradise. We almost didn't watch this movie tonight. We almost missed watching this movie tonight. But it was the best, Jerry. It was an extravaganza for sure. But yeah, I don't approve of that shit. Yeah, for sure. I didn't approve of, again, of that shit. But also, you know, from a directing standpoint, having her character be like, no, I went there with my own free will. I mean, did you really? Was it really your own free will? I mean, again, yeah, she didn't like fucking like fight him or anything. She didn't. They like, did he force you into the car? It's like, well, I guess no, not like that. She didn't grab me and throw me in the car, but he did grab my arm and pull me into the car when I was drunk. So I would say yes, actually. Never let us vote again. It was a lot of fun, though. I'm glad we did it. Much better pacing. Yeah, it was just great. It was a great film. I pushed for 12 Angry Men. Was a great suggestion. If it's public domain, we will for sure. There's been a lot of positivity in the chat toward it. And my friend Kenny is a very close friend of mine. If he wants to watch it, we're going to watch it. As long as it's public domain. But I do want to watch One-Eyed Jacks next time. So I'm going to see if we can get like a double feature going with those two, if we possibly can. 2 out of 3 ain't bad. Yeah, again, this film was one of the best films we've seen on Pizza Movie, in my opinion. This was great. And the first film, Sinners in Paradise, was a lot of fun. It was a very goofy movie, but it was a lot of fun. So 2 out of 3 ain't bad. I also didn't like how she said, yes, he made love to me when all he did was kiss her once before the knocks on the door, huh? Yeah, I think that I took 2 things from that. One was that maybe she was so drunk she assumed he made love to her. Or 2 was that maybe in this era, the term made love had different meaning associated with it. Because this film do be saying that she made love with all kinds of guys. And I'm not sure if that means they necessarily fucked or if it could just mean that, you know, she's like, you know, physically intimate with them. That's what I didn't vote. Government already decided that shit.
Come in, Miss Damien.
Yeah, I noticed that too, Brian. It's all throughout the film that she's making love to this guy, making love to that guy. And I wonder if that necessarily meant they were actually sexually active together, or if it could just mean that they were maybe, you know, kissing or whatever.
You may remember him as one of our biggest...
Two Finger Man is great, huh? And there's another called Macbeth, I think. Appears to be public. Let's fucking go, Three Venge.
He wants to know why I killed the art layout on Mr. Cortland's famous jewel.
I mean, right from the get-go, this was a really fun film, but I couldn't have guessed how good it would get from this intro here. Guys, it's been a fucking pleasure tonight. I'm gonna end this stream here. It's already 3 o'clock in the fucking morning. Wow, it's a long triple feature.
Now, am I running my department or am I not?
It's 3 in the morning, guys. Let's come back again on Monday with some long play action, Batman, Arkham City, and Majora's Mask. Thanks for hanging out so late, guys. It was a lot of fun tonight. It's a real pleasure having you guys here. It's always fun having you guys in the chat, cracking jokes with me, commentating on the films as we watch. That's why I look about Pizza in the Movie, man. The films themselves are oftentimes really great, but they wouldn't be as great not for you guys being here. And that's the truth. Sometimes people say to me, oh, so you guys watch old movies together and you know, make fun of them? It's like, well, I mean, kind of. We do kind of. But even if we make fun of them, they're still oftentimes great movies. And having you guys here makes it way more enjoyable. Thanks for the follow, TB007. Welcome aboard. If you guys are new here, we do Pizza in the Movie here on some Fridays. It's not a regularly scheduled program here. Every Friday on this channel, we do like a special event night, and oftentimes it is Pizza in a Movie. The next one probably going to be like 2 weeks from now, if I had to guess. Again, we're going to watch One-Eyed Jacks for sure. It's Marlon Brando on the next Pizza in a Movie. And maybe even 12 Angry Men if we can get that on here. So Frenzy's on West Coast time zone, huh? I'm on East Coast time zone indeed, yeah. Yeah, normally we do like long plays here, retro and modern, as well as a lot of third strikes, 3 for 3. I enjoyed it, Katie. I really enjoyed it. Good evening, Katie. Good evening, Neon. Good night, Brian. Good night, Frenzy. Good night, Apples. Good night, Tomebox. Marlon's different. Tomebox different. Marlon Brando, huh? Yeah, pleasure having you, Frenzy. Nice to meet you, dude. Likewise, thanks for the follow, TB. All you guys, good night. Peace out. Good night, Remy. I will see you guys on Monday. If you want to get a hold of me over the weekend, I'm on Discord at Vencabot.com. You can at me on Twitter at Vencabot. I'm always on the PC doing all kinds of work for the streaming stuff, so I'd probably get a hold of you real quick. Glad you had fun, Frenzy. Good night, D. Scott. Good night to all you guys. Peace out for now. Have a good weekend. Hopefully you have a good weekend and see you guys on Monday. Good night, Shiva Jones. Good night, Revenge. That's not true. It's good night. See you tomorrow. I think I want this one. Right there you go. See you on Monday. Enjoy. Despite the stinker we watched, this is like one of the most fun pizza movies I've ever had. Good night, Kenny.
Who makes more money than I do. It'd be much easier if you made love to me.
Would it?
Oh. You're trying to give me the brush off, are you?
Well, fine.
Oh, okay. Battery blowing a super.
Well, there you are, buddy.
Enjoy Revenge here. Okay, good blocks. Wow, I can't believe we blocked that.
I'd join you if somebody asked me. Nobody's asking.
Oh my god, the meta is crazy right now, this movement.
Why do you have to dance for that?
Oh, sick fucking spin hook. Holy fuck. I have never seen it used like that before. The space. He hit that shit at like max range. This guy is only in this part of the movie.
I'm going home.
Just to establish it, again, she's, you know, with a lot of guys.
Come on, be yourself.
I told you I'm going to leave early.
But you can't leave me just...
You're gonna stream tonight, Katie? That'd be sick.
No, I'm mad about you. In my own...
And right now, Caesar's streaming, huh?
Good night, Freddy.
Before I actually end the stream here, guys, I want to thank the people that make the channel possible. You know, I stream full-time Monday through Friday. When the stream's not running, I'm usually working on the stream. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of fun. That's why I can do things like pizza and a movie night. It was a lot of work this week to get this all set up, but it was easily worth it. And it's very rewarding for me personally, and I want to thank those to make it possible. Not for these fine folks that are doing something way less interesting with my time. The water effect was pretty bad, but I don't think that, you know... Thank you to our Black Knights on Patreon. People put in $15 a month or more. It's insanely generous. Thank you to John Hernandez, Katie Alpha, Remy, Syntheory, and Your Salty Face. That's again, that's kind of like the foundation of this channel's income. It's people that are the most supportive in that respect. That's a huge relief to me. Thank you to Fearless Howls as well. This is the $7 a month tier and above. That's also incredibly generous. Ash, Lethal Mazera, Audrey Apples, Dick Sucker, Grey Gamer UK, Hubie, Max, Mike Linkle, Munix P, and Wade Local. Again, not for you fine folks who can possibly afford to do something like this with all my time and also still eat and stuff, which is pretty important to me. I love being able to eat. Thank you to the shady winners. That's $3 a month and above. That's actually worth more to the channel than Twitch's $5 sub, because Twitch takes half of every sub, unfortunately, which means the $5 sub on Twitch is worth $2.50 to the channel, and the Patreon $3 sub is worth like $2.80, which means that you can save money that way on Patreon and help the channel out even more. It's a win-win. Thank you to Brendan Williams, Foul Mill, GK Live, Good Vibe City, Juna Anon, Coolahan, Kyle Glass, Mum Blues, Raisin's Arcade Machine, Ricardo Garcia, Souptastic, Tony Bosher, and Toxic Vamp. Thank you guys. And thank you to the young guys. That's the $1 tier on Patreon. That's worth more than $1 to me. It's buys me a sandwich, buys me a taco, and most importantly, it's a huge boost to my morale. The people want to invest in the channel that way, want to be a part of it. They want to sign up for a Patreon account just to support us that way. Yeah, it's $1, but it goes a lot further than you would think. Thank you to the Twitch subs as well. People like Zanzu, who's a Black Knight. That's the highest tier on Twitch. And for many years, he's the highest tier on Patreon as well. He's been super generous. Thank you so much, Zanzu, for your support. Thank you to Fearless House, the $10 a month tier on Twitch. Big Nasty, 3620 is one of them. Ebop the Chill, Herb Durkin, N Cruz, and Tree Tracer. Thank you, guys. Thank you to the shady winners on Twitch. That's the Amazon Prime free sub tier. If you're an Amazon Prime customer, you get a free sub every month. Make sure you use it somewhere, if not here. If you have the ad-free viewing on Twitch Prime, you also get movies on Amazon. You also get 2-day shipping, and you get a free sub every month to use on some channel. Also, it's the gift sub tier. Thank you for all the gift subs lately, guys, and the $5 sub tier, of which $2.50 actually reaches the channel here, and Twitch takes $2.50 for their own servers and stuff. I'm sure that it's important to keep them going here. It's a pretty good service. They can do 1 FPS, Alanander, Yas, Alpha Romeo 1212, Arteus, Ash Lethal, Stuffy Muffin, Audrey Apples, Balls Deep, Bashful, Beer 2, Beastie Boy Jr., Blue Abs, Bot Vencabot, Bruins, Brother Nero FTC, Katie Cat Ooh Woo, Kemi Jun, Karina Dea, Carol Baskin, that's Welford, Cavias, Chumpet, Chulak, Circus Cancel, Copatron, Commander Root, Cosby, Creaky Axe 386, Creep Biter 3, Crimson Wolf 777, The Shinks, Dandy Dante Gameplay, Dapper Dons, Decoy Mandis, Dick Sucker, DJ Isco, Doc 3292, T Scott, KC2CA, Eddie Greenheart, Double Lux, First Opus FPA Brian X, FPA Eddie, Gaming Zone AZ, Garbage Jungle Style, Gas Station Hobo, Gimmick, Here Goes Nothing 9, Hubie, I'm Your Worst Nightmare 52, Insilowitz, Yo Q, J Bomb 1901, J Motive 9, Kedru, Kaiju is Dead, Katie Alpha, Kenny Kelso, Kiosk Sasuke, KG's The Legend, Cosmic GR, Coolahan, Kuraga, Lawnmower Face, Lovely Kittens, Matt Choke, Milk Lover, MN, Mothman FTC, Miss Meow Mix, Mutant Experience, N2 The Oil, Neon Riot 4, Knights Templar, Seraph, Overlord Steve, Peter Steves, Flails 55, Pixel Outlaw, Praetor 51, Quinifer, Raging Mage Sage, Remy 0857, Remastino, Riz 1, R Pedraza 08, Scary Busey, Shiva Jones, Sin Theory, Spite Shock, Spyro 2023, Stone Cold, Ryan Meyer, Synapse, Task Force Faust, Tengu Stoner, there's Gypsy Claw, The Red Panders, 3 Venge, Taken Guy, Tommy 2-Step TX, Universe, V&K, V Roski, Virgo Pro Z, Wade Local, Weeb Jones 0. Yeah, okay. Joker Brain 3, I send Yolone McSwaggerelli. Thank you, guys. It's not a very delicate instrument. Big love, big nasty love, dude. Apple says Katie has to make sure his true love eats. That's true. You got to. Tones, I should probably test Parsec, but I don't wanna. Maybe you should test it. I should test it myself.